Hello, my name is Heather Smith and I'm here with you for this webinar today. The webinar is Day 1, Part 1 of a series of webinars that will map to the book Learn MYOB in 7 days. The first thing that I want to cover in this webinar session today is the MYOB software, which will align with the exercises that we're going to undertake today. So, MYOB has a lot of software, but what we're going to be using only really looks like a few of their products. So, I wanted to give you an overview so you understand what the different products are and whether these suit your business. The first one is AccountRight Basics, and as the name suggests, it's a very basic product that suits the micro business, maybe the sole trader. It is a very good product. I highly recommend it for the small business. It offers invoicing, it offers GST and BAS preparation, and it has some simple reports in there, just what the micro business needs. One step up from that is AccountRight Standard. This product again allows you to calculate GST and BAS. It allows you to produce sales invoices. It also allows you to enter purchases and prepare your reports on an accruals or a cash basis. And it has a pretty decent inventory management system in it. Now, inventory, a large complicated inventory is not suited to AccountRight Standard, but if you have a small and simple inventory system, then definitely this is a product that you can use. AccountRight Standard also allows you to manage jobs, customers and suppliers. One step up from AccountRight Standard is AccountRight Plus. The main feature in this product, and the main additional feature in this product, is that it allows you to manage your employees' payroll. This means you can enter employees, you can process payroll, you can monitor entitlements, you can process end of payroll year and payment, you can produce payment summaries and all the things that you need to do for a payroll. Now, you don't want, again, to have a huge payroll, sort of up to 100. You're really pushing it if you're moving to 100, but it will really work well for a company that maybe has up to 20 employees. Really great system. Has all the features that AccountRight Standard has in it as well. One step up from AccountRight Plus is AccountRight Premier. This product offers simultaneous multi-user access. So you can have several users accessing the data file at the same time. The initial product that you purchase allows 3 users to access the same data file, and you can purchase additional seats. I've seen some companies purchase up to 10 additional seats, a total of 10 seats or 10 user accesses to the software. After that, you really are going to lose speed and efficiency if you have too many people accessing it at the same time. The other feature of AccountRight Premier is that it allows you to operate in multi-currency. So you can have Euro, you can have US dollars, in fact you can have whatever currency you want, and you can run a bank account in it, you can buy and sell in it, and it will allow you to do this, and it will monitor currency gains or losses as you are accruing them. So when you are choosing an accounting package for your business, there's sort of several things that you need to consider. You need to consider the cost. The cost of the actual package, I typically would suggest doubling that for the full, looking at the full choice of that product, because you will also have to pay for installation, so this may involve IT support. You will also have to pay for setup, so this may be yourself doing it or calling on a MYOB certified consultant or your accountant to help you set it up. And you will probably also need training. The second thing that you should consider is, what is your accountant's preference? Does he recommend MYOB to you? Does he recommend another product to you? What does he actually use? Because it will make your business life a lot easier if you choose the product that the accountant recommends. Now, thirdly, the thing you should consider is support. What support is available for the accounting package that you have chosen? I suggest you kind of test out the waters and see what support is actually available to you. Now with MYOB, you have access to a network of about 800 MYOB certified consultants. You have access to an MYOB forum. There is a paid-for facility called MYOB Live Chat, and there is a MYOB phone support line which you again pay for. So there is a wide variety of support established throughout Australia and New Zealand for this product. So that really gives you an overview of MYOB software. I should point out that if you start as a small micro business, you can buy the basic product and then upgrade it as the business grows. So don't feel, one day I want to have payroll, so buying the payroll product now. You don't actually need to do that. The other thing that I should recommend, let you know, is that every year, if you do have payroll, you will need to pay for the tax tables, because every year the tax tables change because the budget changes them. So this is an additional cost consideration that you need to be aware of. So there we have it, an overview of the account products that we will be looking at today as we map the exercise that we're going to do. So I'm going to escape from that. And initially, I want to show you how to find. Initially, I want to show you how to find, get your own copy of MYOB. So I come here on this website, and this is where you go to look for MYOB, myob.com.au, and what you can do is come over here. Now the website may look different at the time that you look at it. This is what it looks like for me at the moment, and it does change frequently. If you click on Try MYOB for free, you can download a free test drive and you can use that and work with the exercises that we're going to go through today. So if you do not have a copy of MYOB on your computer and you want to use that while you're running through this webinar, I suggest you pause the webinar, go through, download it, install it, and then unpause the webinar and continue with me. So I'm just going to shut that down because I do have MYOB loaded on my system. You'll see up here MYOB AccountRight loaded on my system. So I'm going to click on the desktop icon, and this will open up the MYOB welcome screen. You'll see on the left-hand side it says Open, Create, Upgrade, and Exit. And I am going to create. I'm going to click on Create because we're going to create a brand new data file, and this data file will be a small case study orientated around a small fitness studio called Green Apple Gym. So what has happened is we've come to the next window, which is the new company file assistant window. And you'll see on the left-hand side, many times as we go through the setup process, we have steps to follow through. And purple or white indicate that they're active, and then this grey colour indicates they're not active. So you can essentially follow through the steps very carefully, and it should be self-explanatory in what you need to do. So feel free to take as much time as you want to read the information. We are going to leave it. It says down here, Product AccountRight Plus, and I'm going to leave it as that, and I'm going to click on Next, which pops me down to this second tab, which is Company Information. If I had purchased the product, I would have a serial number, but this is not a purchase product. We're just doing a demo copy, so I don't have a serial number. I'm going to enter the company name. Now I am taking this from page 4 of Learn MYOB in 7 days. However, you may enter your own name here or follow it how you wish. Green Apple Gym, and then I'm going to enter, this is just a dummy ABN number. And I'm going to enter the address. You'll notice as I clicked out of that field, it actually put the automatic spaces in. and I'm going to put a dummy phone number in. And you'll notice as I clicked out of there, it didn't put the spaces in, so I'm going to hover and put the spaces back in. Fax number and email address. And I'm going to click Next. And you'll see here that we have the opportunity to set our financial year. And I'm going to set it as per the book, which has the financial year of 2012 here. Last month of the financial year being June and the conversion date being July. So I realize it says this here, but it will actually change. So what we will not be able to do, it says here, we cannot record our transaction dates before 1st of the 7th, 2011, and our financial year is from 1st of the 7th, 2011 to 30th of the 6th, 2012. And I'll click on Next. And at this stage, I am going to build my own list. So I'm going to select the the last option here, the third option, build your own list. And as we progress through this, we will build our own accounts list. You can choose one provided by MYOB, or you can import an account list that your accountant has given you. I'm going to go through the process of building my own list. And I'm going to click on Next. And it says company file name Green Apple Gym. This is correct. And I am going to simply select Create Company File. And that's just because I had a dummy sitting there. Sorry, that window won't pop up for you. I'm going to go through the process of create company file, and it may just take a couple of minutes to create. Fantastic. I'm now at step 7. Step 7, which is the conclusion. And I'm going to click the Command Center button. I'm going to click the Command Center button, so I click the second button there, and it opens up another window. This is my Activation Assistant window. Okay, and this gives me the opportunity to activate online now, convert it to read-only, or use it for a practice evaluation. I want to only use it for practice or evaluation. I do not want the first two, okay? Do not choose the first two, always choose this very last one. Click on Next, and we have 30 days to play with this file. So you'll have 30 days to use this file as we work through this webinar series. And I'm going to click OK. And it goes through, creates that data file. It might take a couple of minutes there. And voila, you have created it. Now, I am maximizing my screen. I always choose to maximize my screen. I find it easier to orientate myself, but that's up to you. Now, your screen may look a little bit different to mine. For some reason, I get these little blocks here, but most screens don't have those little blocks. It must be something to do with my screen resolution, I think, because I have a wide monitor. So, we are at the Accounts Command Center home screen. What I'm going to do is orientate you through the various areas of this. So the first thing I want to talk to you about is the menu bar. At the very top here is the menu bar. Now, as you click on the menu bar, you will see some drop-down symbols and areas. So I'm just going to pop over here. I'm looking at page 11, and I'm clicking on File. So I want to show you a few things here. File, you'll see in this drop-down menu here, I have shortcut keys on the right-hand side here. So if Control-N would create a new file, if I wanted to create a new file, the sideways triangle directs you to further drop-down options, as you can see there. The 3 dots at the end of restore or backup, these are known as ellipses, and they indicate a new window will open up with lots more options. So if you actually clicked on them, a new window would open up. I'm not going to do that, but that's what will happen. So what options do we have here in the file drop-down, the menu bar for file? So new will create a new data file. Open will open an existing data file. Close window will close any active windows that you want closed. Print will allow you to print the documents. Migrate Forms will allow you to move customized forms to different locations. Backup will allow you to back up the data file. This is something you should be doing on a regular basis. Restore will allow you to restore a backed up data file. Close a year will allow you to close off a financial or a payroll year. Import Export Assistant is a wizard to help you assist you with importing or exporting of data. Account link. Now, don't get confused by this because I don't see or hear of many people using this, but supposedly this allows you to receive information from your accountant. But again, I've never seen it used very much. Now, the next stop, exit. Exit obviously lets you exit the program. So the next stop on the menu bar is edit, and this gives you a large number of options for editing areas that you're in. So none of this is active at the moment, but if I was in an invoice, I could go through and cut, copy, paste, clear, erase the various information that I was entering there. At the very top, you have undo. This only works very occasionally, and it doesn't work, so it only goes back one step, so don't rely on it, okay? It's just occasional that you can actually use it. Down here we have invoicing, again invoicing options allowing us to insert and delete lines, insert headers and subtotals. The next little grouping is allowing us to select from lists when we need to. And the final one, I actually really like this final option here, which is recap transactions, and I use it quite a bit. It allows you to review the double entry bookkeeping entry created by the transaction, so the debit and credits behind the transaction that you've entered. So that's really quite useful. I pop up here to the third option along, which is lists, and essentially MYOB is lists. It's a database of different lists that intersect at a transaction, at a tax code, and here is where we have all the lists. So this is one of the areas that I'll go in and make sure is looking really neat and tidy for the business. So the accounts, this is where the general ledger account list is. Cards, cards. These are your customer, your supplier, your employee, personnel card files. And I should mention that there are other ways to get to this information. This is just one of the ways to do it. Activities, this is where a list of different activities for the business. Not everyone uses that option. Items, this is a list of the different inventory for the business, and again, only businesses with inventory would use this. Jobs, this is a really useful area. List jobs or project costing can be looked at here. Categories, this is a category list that can be used across the balance sheet and the profit and loss codes. Jobs can only be seen on profit and loss. Categories can be seen on balance sheet and profit and loss. The next one down, tax codes, the list of tax codes used in the business. Reoccurring transactions, this is a list of reoccurring transactions. I should highlight that this is one of the few areas that you can go to if you have actually created a reoccurring transaction, that you can actually delete it in this area. The next option down, the next grouping is payroll, so a list of payroll categories. Superannuation funds, a list of superannuation funds that the employees may be associated with. And employment classification, a list of employment classifications here. And the final grouping of lists is actually regarding marketing. So custom lists and field names, custom lists, sales and purchases information, and identifiers. So this is something that you would use in marketing. The third option along is the command center, and this essentially lets you access different areas of the command center via the menu bar. So you can see accounts will just take you to the accounts command center. So if I click here, it actually takes you to all the options there. Okay, it's all pretty much the same options available to you there. Then we click on setup. Setup has some numerous setup options. Initially we have the easy setup assistant. The next one, balances. This is where we an area for entering opening account balances. The next area along is linked accounts, the linked account settings. Then we have users, a list of users and their security privileges. Preferences, setting data file preferences. Customized forms, an area for customizing forms, invoice, remittance advices, etc. Export customized form enables the reporting of customized forms between data files. Import customized forms, facility for importing customized forms between data files. Then we have company information, an area to record the company information. This is, I don't know, a bit of a silly one. It's just a business calendar. I don't know why they have it there. There are other areas for this, but this area allows you to load your payroll tax table and see what stage you are at, what tax table you're currently using. And this area, this option gives you, leads you to the general payroll information for the business. Next, we have a look at reports. And this is just a very simple one, indexed to reports, and that is the gateway to seeing all the reports with the business that are associated with the accounting file that you can look at. Then if we move along we have the Windows drop-down option. So most Microsoft style products have this Windows option, allowing you to tile, cascade, arrange icons, review, refresh or close all windows. So moving along to services, and these are the options, the link to further information available on the MYOB Australia website. Okay, so all different information there available on the MYOB Australia website. Then finally on the menu bar we have the help drop-down options, customized help for this window, a learning center access, search MYOB for help, a hide help field, activate your company file field, change product, updates, and about MYOB AccountRight Plus. So you've got various different options there. Okay, so take a few moments if you need to and have a look at those different areas on the menu bar. Now I'm going to move on to page 117 and look at the command centers. So the first, you'll see along the very top here, these are the command centers: accounts, banking, sales, time billing, purchases, payroll, inventory, card file, and the initial one I'm going to look at is the accounts command center. So I'll click on that and you'll notice, well in fact you may not have noticed, so I'll click on banking and then accounts. You'll notice that this is the flow chart, and this is customized and appears when I click on accounts. So if I'm clicked on any of the other ones, the actual flow chart is different. So you'll see here you have arrows, and this is actually really a flow chart, and it moves around. So once you've done here, you may go to the company data auditor, or you may go to the transaction journal area. So the accounts command center is home to a few really important functions within MYOB. It's not an area that you'd actually visit every day. You'd come here typically weekly or monthly, depending on the number of transactions that are being processed. The company data auditor, this here, is really, really useful and consolidates several end-of-period company file maintenance tasks in a single location. While the BAS link, this option up here, provides a template to assist with the preparation of business activity statements. The most important item here is the account list. Get this right and you've won half the battle. Okay, and here's the account list. So that's really important, and I'll talk about that later on in the book. The next command center along is the banking command center. The banking command center, so you can see here again, flowchart, flowchart, flowchart everywhere. The banking command center is for the processing of day-to-day cash transactions through spend money up here and receive money over here, and the ability to issue remittance advices. This is also where you perform the regular and important process of reconciling accounts. We will explore this further on day 2. Then third command center along is your sales command center. Everything related to the sales command center can be found, everything related to the sales department can be found in the sales command center. You can produce and issue invoices through Enter Sales and create statements. Over here you can create statements and analyze receivables. So you can work out what your receivables are through the sales register. And we spend a lot of time on day 3 exploring the sales register. The fourth command center along is actually the time billing command center. This is useful if you track time spent with clients or on jobs. We're not actually looking at this section today through the next 7 days. Only certain businesses would use it. So as I said, if you track time spent with clients or jobs, then this might be an area for you. The data collected flows through into detailed invoices and can be accounted for on the employee's payslip. But many businesses won't use it. It can be useful for businesses that do charge by the hour. The next area, command center, is purchases command center. And you'll see the purchases flow chart here. It's very much a mirror image of what happened in sales. The area is used for tracking purchases that are being processed on an accrual accounting basis. Purchase can be entered as a quote, an order or a bill, and the payments owing can be monitored. Okay? Purchases will be explored more on day 4. The next command center along is the payroll command center. And as you can see, you've got a flow chart happening here, flowing around here. The payroll command center is a facility offered in AccountRight Plus and higher versions of MYOB software. The command center covers all aspects of the payroll process. Employees can be added in the card file area. Activity slips and time sheets can be accessed from the time billing area. And pay can be processed, so you can process payroll here. Payment summaries can be generated. Pay liabilities, through pay liabilities you can process superannuation and PAYG, pay as you go withholding. And the annual summary of payroll information, known as the MYOB files, can be created. Using a computerized payroll system can be a major time saver, especially during the busy period at the end of the payroll year. We are going to explore this area more on day 6. Next, I'll pop along to the inventory command center. And we have our flowchart again here, all inventory items. So this gives you many useful options for recording and managing inventory. Inventory items can be set up to be either on a periodic or perpetual basis, and they can be purchased, sold, counted or combined through an auto bill process. The auto-build process also allows 2 or more items to combine to create another item, typically for sale. We will explore this further on day 5. Finally, we have the card file command center. So if I click on that, the card file command center, this allows you to record the contact details of customers, suppliers, employees, and other parties referred to as personnel. So through the card list we do that. Using customer relationship manager tools such as identifiers, custom lists, and custom fields. So if you remember up here, lists, custom lists and fields, custom lists and identifiers, you can easily adapt the information within here to suit the needs of your business. This will be explored later today. So that brings us to an end of our day 1, part 1. We have explored the menu bar and we have explored the command center. You should go to the next webinar for the rest of day 1.